Good evening, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us. For 12 News at 10, I'm Kariba Devine.
I'm Mark Curtis. We begin tonight in the East Valley, where the Mesa Public School Governing Board has decided to delay an important decision on the employment of two Mesa High School administrators. The principal and athletic director are accused of failing to report a crime that happened on campus last year.
Now the governing board will determine whether they should keep their jobs. 12 News journalist Gabriela Becerra is in Mesa with the latest developments.
The governing board voted to postpone this decision until they can meet in executive session, discuss it amongst themselves, and consult an attorney. Two Mesa High School administrators' jobs are on the line after accusations of failing to report an aggravated assault on campus. The incident in question happened last year after an after-hours soccer game. According to Mesa police, 3 males allegedly assaulted a juvenile male and one of them brandished a gun. Officers began investigating the incident the following day when it was reported to police. Police later submitted charges for failure to report against Principal Kirk Thomas and Athletic Director David Klecka, who's seen here previously being interviewed on 12 News. However, no charges have been filed by the city prosecutor.
My clients, Kirk and David, did nothing unlawful. Their purpose and their clear goal is the safety of their students, and they acted accordingly. And when we look at all the facts and look at everything, that's what will come forward.
Thomas and Klecka were placed on paid administrative leave after an internal investigation at the district, and the governing board was set to vote on their employment Thursday night, but decided to wait until their lawyers can weigh in.
Because it's open meeting law, we have not, as a board, been able to discuss this.
Attorney Robert Jarvis, who's representing Thomas and Klecka, tells me the board made the right decision.
I think it was the only decision that they could have made and withstood any type of scrutiny.
Several people advocated for these administrators to keep their jobs.
It's my opinion that these good men should be put back to work and issued an apology.
Others stated they feel safer on campus without them.
They were individuals who did care about Mesa, but ultimately made a mistake and did not choose to make an effort to work towards solving it. I do not dislike said people. I'm simply disappointed.
The district did not wish to provide a comment following the board's decision to postpone. This matter has also not yet been rescheduled. In Mesa, Gabriela Becerra, 12 News.
Gabby, thanks. The high country is under a weather impact alert tonight as we continue to track the region's first decent snowfall of the new year. Downtown Flagstaff was completely covered this afternoon, and folks were out there enjoying the conditions in what's been a fairly lame winter in terms of snow.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. 12 News journalist Maria Stubbs has been keeping an eye on the conditions up in the high country all day and has the latest from Flagstaff.
All night, neighbors have taken to the streets of downtown Flagstaff to enjoy their first snowfall of the year, which has covered the area.
It's really nice. It's very cold right now, but we enjoy it.
It's a refreshing change from what Atif Yilmaz says he's grown used to in recent years.
For the last couple of years, it was basically dry and really not much snow. But this year, we feel blessed with the snow that we are having right now.
The National Weather Service estimates about 3 inches of snow has fallen in downtown Flagstaff, the city's first measurable snow since December 3rd. But for some longtime residents, it's still not quite what it used to be.
When I was younger and it was like the big snowstorms, and yeah, we would like have school off and we would go sledding and stuff, but you can't really sled in this kind of weather anymore.
And with any snowfall comes icy roads.
I hate driving in the snow, and some people don't really know how to drive in the snow, and it's kind of scary.
The city says snowplows are running around the clock until the storm moves out. They're even placing cinders on roads to prevent any skidding on the ice.
It doesn't matter if you have like good cars, you'll still slide and stuff, so you just have to be really careful.
Still, both Flagstaff natives and newcomers are hoping this snow brings a boost to tourism, with Arizona Snow Bowl picking up about a foot of snow in just 24 hours, allowing all ski lifts to reopen this weekend.
Flagstaff, I'm sure, is getting lots of people from different part of the states, different states maybe I can say. Snow Bowl is going to be packed tomorrow during the weekend.
The roads are still very slick and icy, though, so if you are planning to drive, officials are warning you to stay vigilant. In downtown Flagstaff, Maria Stubbs, 12 News.
Gosh, that just looks so gorgeous up there. Meteorologist Lindsay Riley is here now with our weather impact forecast. And Linz, how much longer do you think the high country will see snow?
Oh, well, it depends. Out eastern Arizona and closer to the White Mountains could be through the pre-dawn hours, but things are starting to end now up closer to the Flagstaff area. So the further east, it will last a bit longer into tonight. Here's a look at some of those snow totals. Now out at Flagstaff Airport, we got 4 inches, but downtown where Maria was, that was 3 inches. Doney Park also at 3 inches. Prescott at 3 inches. Linden, which is close to Show Low, 3 inches. And Eager out in the White Mountains got about 1.5 inches of snow. And we still have more snow for places like the White Mountains through the overnight. Here's a look at the current radar. We're left with some snow east of Flagstaff, some rain showers still across Pima and Cochise counties, which will continue for the next few hours. Further to the north, you can see a few additional flurries in Flagstaff. Also, right along I-40 out toward Holbrook, Payson, Show Low, Greer, and Eager, likely to see additional light accumulation through the overnight. In fact, here's a look at the hour by hour, and you can see this is for Show Low in the White Mountains. We're looking at snow chances through about 4 a.m. After 4 a.m., things will start to clear, and that's going to be the case for much of eastern Arizona. Here in the valley, we're done with the rain, but temperatures early tomorrow, very chilly. We're starting off in the 40s, and we're going to be in the 40s for the majority of the morning through about 10 to 11 a.m. And then highs are only going to be around 60 degrees despite the sunny Friday. Mark?
Linz, thanks. An instant classic tonight in Glendale, and by the time the Fiesta Bowl came to an end, it was all about the U. Miami pulling out a nail-biter over Ole Miss, 31-27, and now the Canes move on to the national championship.
12 sports journalist Lena Washington is live at State Farm Stadium to break it all down for us. And Lena, what a game.
This was an all-time classic in the Fiesta Bowl and the college football playoff semifinal game. Two teams that pulled off upsets to make it here. And in the end, it is orange, green, and white confetti coming down here at State Farm Stadium. Although the Ole Miss, a lot of red, probably more than we've seen for Arizona Cardinals games here throughout the season. But Carson Beck engineering a game-winning touchdown run in the final 20 seconds, and we were on the field for it. Both teams going back and forth. They were throwing haymakers. It was a competitive semifinal game, the first, of course, of two, and now Miami has a chance to play for a national title on their home field at Hard Rock Stadium. It was electric in here, but the Ole Miss fans were silenced in the end, and both teams, they put up fights, but the Miami Hurricanes overcame a lot to make it here, and now they're just one win away from being national champs.
I want to give a ton of credit to our players. I can't even tell you how many of our guys were sick, had the flu, had issues, and all they kept talking about was, we're going to find a way, we're going to find a way. So, look, we're focused on, of course, enjoying this one, but we got to get focused on 1-0 one more time.
So Miami will face either Indiana or Oregon a week from Monday for all the marbles. It was star-studded out here. We heard from Calais Campbell, Edrin James, Michael Irvin, a lot of Hurricane alum out here, and they are proud. They're making the trip to Miami, and it's going to be rocking for the Natty out in South Florida. Live in Glendale from the Fiesta Bowl, Lena Washington, 12 Sports.
Good stuff, Lena. Thanks. Tonight, police are sharing shocking new video from inside a Tempe senior center. It shows a man attacking a group of elderly people yesterday. Tempe police say 62-year-old Derek Curvin told officers that he was targeting white and Mexican people. The attack left some with broken bones. One person had to go to the hospital. Curvin has an extensive criminal history in Arizona and New Mexico. Tonight, he's in the Maricopa County Jail.
Tonight, new details in a deadly shooting out of the West Valley. 12 News has obtained police records from an incident that happened back in June when Peoria police shot and killed an unarmed man who was suspected of kidnapping. 12 News journalist Chase Golightly spent the day going through those records, which reveal what the mother of that child told police that day. Chase, what did you learn?
Well, Grebe, you may remember the video showing the moments right before police arrived. The mom seen in this video told officers the man following her grabbed her and the stroller her 9-month-old baby was in. A mom taking her baby out for a walk in their Peoria neighborhood when she was approached by a stranger, later identified as 43-year-old Matthew Cardone with his arms open. According to the police report, the mom, who has not been identified, told officers the stranger asked her for a hug. Feeling uncomfortable, she continued to walk away and called her husband, hoping it would make Cardone leave. It didn't. He ended up following her. While we don't see what happens next, you can hear it. The report says Cardone approached her from behind and grabbed her, pulling her arm and eventually the stroller. Fearing for her child's safety, she started kicking at Cardone when her husband ran out and confronted him. Get out of here! Cardone let go. The mom and baby went back home as her husband kept an eye on Cardone as he walked away and police were called. Officers were told it was a kidnapping. Video shows the first Peoria police officer arrive. The report claims the dad followed Cardone and saw that officer pull up, get out of his cruiser, and yell something at Cardone. It led to him charging at that officer and shots being fired. Cardone was hit and transported to the hospital where he later died. Police said he was not armed. The report also says the officer who responded and fired his weapon did not activate his body camera.
It is odd.
Criminal defense attorney Hector Diaz telling 12 News body camera is usually the best evidence in an investigation, and officers often activate them before they even get out of their car.
Would the body camera have clarified, been the best evidence, explained why he felt justified in using deadly force here in this situation with somebody who I think was unarmed?
The lack of footage, one of the biggest concerns for Cardone's family. His sister says her brother suffered from mental health issues and was on medication, believing the officer did nothing to de-escalate the situation and that this didn't have to end with Cardone dead. Now, that Peoria officer was cleared of any criminal wrongdoing, but Diaz says it is possible he could face disciplinary action